Let's welcome to the people who will be watching this video later on in recorded format. Welcome, guys. This is week 3, and I will be covering week 3 in its entirety. There won't be any parts. I'll try to complete it in its entirety, and there being no parts. However, no promises. As you can see, the screen is black. Let me simply let there be light. Right. We have this. Let's start with the week 3, and before that let me check whether the stream is going all right or not, because you do not want a bad recording. It's black. Let me simply let them. Okay, so week 3 basically will teach us about Vue.js. All right. A beginner's guide to it's a beginner's guide with common student questions. So let's start with the most basic question. What even is Vue.js? Basically, oh, they have also given pronunciation. Okay. It is a popular open source JavaScript framework for building user interfaces and single page application. Basically, this. It is single page. Whatever you do, you cannot scroll, you cannot do anything. This is a single page application or single page. Secondly, why do we use Vue? Basically, it is easy and it is lightweight and it helps us build complex apps by combining HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So in Mad1, we did HTML and CSS. However, we are also adding JavaScript to this. It also creates dynamic and interactive web pages. So what does framework mean here, right? What is the framework here? Right, open source JavaScript framework for building a user interface. So a framework is a set of tools and rules that help you build a software more easily by providing structure. Basically, okay, let me shift this. Right here, I'll ignore you. And this, what is this? Hey, come on, I ignored you. Alright. So suppose you have this, this, and this packaged inside this. I'm using this, and that, but once I tell you what I'm talking about, you'll get it much more better. Okay. I do not need, I just need a pencil. This is a module, this is another module, and this is the very last module in our case. Alright, and let's call it module alpha, let's call it module beta, and let's call this module gamma. Alright, and what this outer shell represents, this represents a framework. Okay, alright. Mind my writing, I'm writing with a mouse. Now basically it makes us very much advanced. It makes it easy to build a software, and it basically provides structure and reusable code. So this setting up your environment. So let's go and set up our Vue.js code. What we'll need is a code editor, a text editor like VS Codium or Sublime Text. We do have VS Codium here. A web browser, I have a ton, and Vue tools. Basically a browser extension. Let's go to this Vue tools, and the second step is install the extension for Chrome or Firefox. So let me get it. Uh, Go to start. What should I use? Blah blah blah. I do not need all of this. I need to install it, but how do I do that? Plugins API. Let's see. This is what they're talking about. Nope. Installation. Chrome extension. You do not have access to Chrome's. Okay. You may have it as a student ID, right? So let me go on to my non-student ID. Let's add it to my Chrome. Add the extension. Okay. Now this is the hard part. The wait. What is this? Did it happen or not? How do I check? Right click on any web page. Right click on any web page and select. Okay, no, not this. This. Okay, I guess here, and then go to inspect. I go to inspect. After going to inspect, you should see a view tab in the developer tools. In the developer tools. Memory, privacy, blah blah blah, computed layout, event listener. Where is it? I guess an HTML? No, not an HTML. Let's go and how to check whether working as an extension on my browser. This will take more time. Better to do this right here. Open your this. Control Shift I. Control Shift I. After that, once we are done with that, look for the View tab. After opening the check on the top row of the tabs alongside elements. View tab. Is there a View tab here? I cannot see one. Okay, so if it runs on a View browser only, then will it come? I don't think Perplexity does so. So let's go to the browsers. Let's check it right here. Okay, you go browser extension or add-ons. You have settings, then default browser, extension. Where is it? Extension. Nope, not here. Appearance, search engine, default browser, search engine, change it back to Google. So default search site, Yandex, not here. Okay, here you are. Extension. Okay. sites that use view.js. Let's see. Let's see and record a lighthouse, blah blah blah. But not visit the site. Let's go and visit the site. Okay, Control Shift I. There still is no Vue.js. Hmm. Still cannot find it. Give me a website that uses Vue. Alibaba. Still I cannot find what were the steps. What were the steps? This is the Vue extension, I guess. Okay, that is the case. Let's do this. Vue.js not detected. The Vue.js is installed, I guess, but it's not showing. Right? It's not coming up. So no worries, no worries. Let's move forward and try to create our own basic Vue application first. Okay. So before that, let's answer a simple question: why do I need Vue dev tools? Well, basically, it is easy to inspect, debug, and understand your Vue application using Vue. Let's make this clear. All right, copy this. Go here. Yes, don't save this, and even that. Let me paste it. Basically it has a header section, it has title, we are including the Vue.js, and then this src line is the location, right? We are giving it the online location. As you can see, the https, it is an online location of where to access and where to open it. All right, then we close the body, close the head, and enter into the body. And there's a division called app. There will be message divs src application dot js. Okay, and for that, what we'll need is, we need to save this. Let's save it. Okay, application dot html, that's how we need to save it, and also convert this into all files. Let's save it and click on it. Let's remove all of this. All right, there's this message. This is the very first time we have created anything using Vue. Okay, okay, let's go. Let's add JavaScript. Create a file name application.js. Okay, and to that we'll have to add this. But before that, let's move this here. Step 2, create a file named application.js. Now to do that, where does this want us, right? On an HTML file, or I mean a text file, or where? Let's ask. Which application do I need to run this on, or even save it on? All right, let's ask Perplexity. How do you run this? Very good. Save the files locally. Your folder. Okay, so inside a given folder, we'll have to save it. This. Okay, we'll run this. And application.js, how to run. So let's ask him, can I write the JS code inside a text file? Will it run? Till then, till the answer comes as he suggested. Let me just go this, go here, not the deletable folder, engineering, IIT Madras, mat2, and right here. Let's paste it right here. A .js extension, not just .txt. Okay, done. So a .js extension will work, and a .txt extension won't. In JS file in HTML. Okay, done. No worries. No worries. Let's go here and copy this in its entirety. Notepad, just this once. Okay, okay. Control A, delete all of this. What this does is creates a new Vue folder, giving it extension name, and also creates an object with key message, the key being message, and when this key is accessed, it will print hello world. Okay, when we basically write this, right, console.log, and inside that if we pass on message and 0, right? If we pass this, then it will print hello world. Let's save this, control shift s. Okay, mat2 and application .js. All right, and save as type all files. Save. Let's go here, reload this, and we have an okay. All right, after that even links view to the app. Okay, even links view to the hash app. Div hash app is, see, we gave an id. All right, we created an id in the html folder, as you can see, and here a message would have appeared. So whenever we click, let's double click on this, now it shows hello world, whereas initially it was showing message. What happened? We linked we linked the javascript code. For this one, always open in, okay, this javascript code by even by using e1. Is it e1 or el? Let me see. El. Okay, it's el and not even el. When we write el, and then if we connect that key to the hash app division of where's this, open with, is there no open in terminal? Nope, there has to be one. I'm pretty sure there has to be one. Open with, choose another app, notepad, just this once. Okay, now here you can see, now you'll understand the need for this division id app. Okay, these two get connected. El connects this in the javascript to id in the html code. If this was not done so, let's remove the hash for a minute. Okay, just remove the hash for a minute and then run this. Okay, I guess this was not saved, na? Let me also save this. Now see, it's message. However, if I convert and put a hash here and save it, the same application will write hello world. See how that works. Beautiful, beautiful. After that, we are done with step 2. And a common question, what does this message mean? This is a template expression. View replaces it when the value of message with the value of message from your data. Okay, let's study about Vue.js reactivity. Basically, Vue.js automatically updates the AI when the data changes. Yes, we saw that. Okay, if we try the browser console, JavaScript, try in the browser console. Okay, so inside the browser, okay, inside the browser, if I go with, okay, there's no view option, right? What does app.message? Is there a console here? Okay, okay, inside the console we'll have to app.message equals to app.message equals to, all right, hello IITM BS students. let me write fellow here. IITM BS students with exclamation mark. 3 is enough. And if I run it, see, it changed immediately. And let me reload this once, but it will run back to it. Okay, so the original code will be taken from the code that we provide in the JS script. However, we can immediately change it. So basically, app dot what was it? App message dot message equals to, let's write INDIA, India, that is Bharat. See, okay, it works. And what is reactivity? Basically, reactivity means that when your data changes, the UI updates it automatically without you having to write extra codes for it. Okay, but this is not permanent, as we just saw. This thing is not permanent. Let me remove this. Let's add let's add buttons and event handlers inside our code. Let me see right here. What it wants me to do is hash app division. It wants me to make this. I won't be writing it. I don't think we have time to write it, right? Let's understand it, as we are not making the project itself. If we were making project, we would have written it. Okay. Okay, I guess that works. That should work. Alright. Okay, so click equals say hi. Okay, say hi button. Let's save this and let's see what happens. Completely change our JavaScript code? I don't think so. Here in the JS code, in the JS one, we have, see, this was comment, right? These two forward slashes made it a comment. Let's remove this. This is of no use for us. And once this is done, after that we'll need a method. Okay, let's add a method. Okay, and let's see what difference does that make. Okay, hello world, reload this, and we have a button, say hi. We have a button, say hi, and if I click on it, okay, does anything happen? I did not save this, I guess. Does anything happen? No, nothing. Why? Let's check. Why? Let's check. Okay. This v on click equals say hi binds the button click to say hi method. Okay. So this creates the button. This creates the button which is clickable, right? As you can see right here. And in the JavaScript, what we are doing is we are basically binding this. To the say hi. Okay. So this is a code. Last time what we did was we made an HTML content and did something in the JavaScript, and using this EL function we binded this hello world from JavaScript to our XML file. However, this time what has happened is we are binding say hi button to the method say hi using Vion. Okay, this last time we went this side and this time we went this side. Okay, oh, Kung Fu Panda. It's something like this, right? This and then this. And after that, oh, Kung Fu Panda. I am completing this. I won't leave it till I've completed this. Kung Fu Panda. Uh, little happiness while studying. Okay. Clicking the button will change the message to hi. Clicking the button will change the message to hi. Why is it not happening? We must have made some mistake here. Okay, this dot message, a message, hi. There's a printing block, right? Then how will this function, this dot message equals to hi? Basically, this is setting the value inside the message as hi. But okay, where is the mistake? Let's remove this, right? Let's remove this p block. Last time it wasn't there. Let's see what happens if we reload this. Okay, okay, so basically p is just changing the line. Okay, we need that. This we need this. Hmm? Why is it not happening? Yes, clicking on say hi should, but okay, okay, okay. I have, I guess, done a mistake. If we go on to the previous one, let me just take this and keep it here. Until then, just sayonara. Data. Step 2 JavaScript data. But JavaScript, okay. In the JavaScript methods, data. Then what is the mistake? What is the mistake? Let's copy this. Let's copy this. And ask GPT Baba, GPT Baba, tell me where I'm wrong. But there's a small syntax error. You are missing a comma between data and methods. Okay, okay. There has to be a comma here. See? Damn, it works. Yay! We got it working. Okay, okay. Let's, before doing anything, I'll immediately go and check whether the stream is going on perfectly or is there any issue. Right. This? Yeah. I know. Okay, so let's move on to this. Say hi. Okay, we have completed two parts. Now let's move on to the next. Adding a button, conditional rendering. Let's study what conditional rendering is. Before that, the common question is what is v.clickOn do? It attaches a click event handler. Okay, it attaches a click event handler to the button. So when you click it, the specified method run. Okay. So basically, this is a event handler that we did. Okay. Conditional rendering. Show or hide elements based on data. VF, VLs, if or VLs. Okay, so basically these are if else statement of HTML or the page stuff. Okay, so if the count is 0, if the count is 5, greater than 5, and else number of replies. Okay, show or hide elements. So what we'll do is, how do I? So let me brainstorm on this. I will do this on my own. Okay, what I need to do is somehow enter this into my HTML code, but where do I place it, right? Where should I place it for this to work properly? Uh, if the count is equals to 0, then no replies yet. If it is equals to it is if it is greater than 5, then you are very popular. Okay, but we'll need a base program for that. We need context for this program to work. uh, how do I incorporate it into a HTML file? ID app. Okay, your conditional rendering. Okay, click button, click count. Okay, beyond click it was still say hi, but at this time this was say hi on the button. We were writing say hi on the button itself, and the ID for the say hi button was say hi. Okay, Let, let's keep the code of JS and HTML separate. Apologies. Okay, count is 0. So whenever we click on it, I guess the count should increase. That's what it is supposed to do. But let's see. Let me copy this one and paste it right here. Control A, Control V, eh? Control V. All right. So we have SRC app. Okay, this ID is not app.js, no, application.js, right? Because this location is not small, and that too at capital. Control S. Let's save this and let's save this one too. All right. For this one to work, let's see. If count These are the if else conditions as we mentioned. If it is 0, there are no replies. If it is more than 5, you are very popular, and if none of the above cases, then the number of reply is counted. Basically this section. Okay, and for this count in the JS code, we have initial what's it called, initial value of this saved as 0. And let's go on to the website. Click on this. No replies yet. Add a reply. 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 Hey, you are very popular. Okay, see. Any click after that would just write this. Okay, let's just increase the size. All right. One, two, three, four. Very popular. So initially, when the count is zero, you'll encounter no replies yet. The first click will give you the values up till the fifth click. After that, any click would result in you are very popular. Okay, done. I hope this one was pretty easy to understand. Well, okay, how is this different from regular JavaScript if else? So with Vue, the HTML updates automatically when the data changes, making your code cleaner and more maintainable. Okay, okay. Because you'll also need to add, where is it? Somewhere in the JavaScript, that if if uh, if count, I'm just writing a rough code, right? Test code. If the count is equals to 0, then there's a case of count being greater than 5, and then there's a case of else. You'll have to incorporate this in its entirety right here. You know, right here in your JS code. Whereas with Vue code, you do not have to. You can just simply write it in HTML, and whenever anything changes, you'll simply update it in its what this is called, in the live page itself. So there's no calculation going on in your backend. Two-way data binding with V model. Okay, so add an input box and bind it to data. So basically V model and placeholder. So the value visitor name in your data will automatically update as you type. Okay, so let me just copy this code and add it right here after this. All right, and put all of this and array, and let's remove all of this for once. Let's remove all of this for once. This your name, usage ID. I'm writing it, but nothing is. Two-way binding, it means that changes in the input field update the data, and the changes in the data update the input field. So how does this work? Let's ask GPT to give us an example for this. See, A control C. Let's see if it can do it. Well, obviously it can, but okay. So in the your name is okay. There is another section for that, and there's a click button to clear the name. Okay, but what about the JavaScript file? You'll need some other method to be added to that, right? So let's just simply add this right here. The top part remains the same, the bottom part remains the same. What changes is this. Okay, so we have V model, which links our data to lifetime web page, and there is the section to basically print what we are writing based on the JS model, JS script. let's remove this. Uh, Apart from that, we have a button on which we can click to clear name. Okay, and let's see the JavaScript. The clear wherein we have this method for clear name. So once we click on this clear name button, which will come up due to this line, what will happen is this section, this function, this method will basically make it nothing. The name inside the block will become nothing. All right, let's run the page. All right, your name is SUCHIT SHARMA. So this is lifetime rendering, and a two-way data binding. So whenever as it is written, the changes in input field updates the data. So I'm changing the input field, and it is updating the data. And whenever there is also a change of data, there is a change in the input field. So in the backend JS code, if I clear the data, you can see your input field also changes. All right, that is two-way data binding using V model. Okay, let's go on to list rendering. List rendering. Before that, let's take a small break of 5 minutes, not more than that. Let me check up the functions, whether the background functions are working properly or not, and let me have some water.